going on, Ultimate Hoops Nation? It's Brandon Barkley, your regional coordinator here in Dallas, and Billy Hilliard, our LC over in Plano, the man, the myth, the legend. We're here to talk about week one. It's fall season. Definitely a lot of anticipation. A lot of people returning back who have not played in the past years. It's going to be a big one, isn't it going to be?
Yeah, we got a good slate this season. Plano and DAC looking great, and seemed like from summer to fall was probably our biggest hiatus I've ever had in my 3.5 years with Ultimate Hoops. It seemed like a long layover. So glad to be back. Glad you guys are back, and hope you guys are ready for a pretty amazing season.
Yeah, the anticipation is crazy. I honestly have not experienced being more ready for a season to start. So I'm excited, and might as well just get right into it on your thoughts on week one. What would you say from Plano? What did you see this week, and what are you thinking going forward? What's going to come into play?
Well, first of all, I saw a Tropics team that's definitely going to bounce back in a big way this season. Getting back to their championship ways. Hopefully they're a little bit healthier. They got Adam Miller back, triple-double machine. He just finished up his baseball season, and so they're looking for a couple more titles before he goes back again, I'm sure, in the spring. Chris Moore is healthy. He had a great game last night. So those two guys, I'm looking to really pick up the pace and carry them a little bit. Also saw a getting older team that added another key piece that they've been missing for a few seasons, and Kenneth Cage. Big point guard, can play down low, can really run that offense efficiently and effectively. Also saw a Soldiers team that my team played last night. Probably one of the biggest teams I've ever seen in Ultimate Hoops. Top to bottom, they're going to score a lot of points. They're going to bruise a lot of people. I don't want to see them personally. I don't want to see them again this season.
Definitely some imposing figures on that team, to say the least.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and from what I saw in Plano, overall, I mean, just great talent again. This is my first season actually putting my own cap in the league, and we actually came away with a loss to the Dire Wolves. So every night it's a battle, and we know that. So my thoughts in DAC this week, it's going to be a top-heavy league. I would have to say those top three teams, Backyard All-Stars, Dallas Dimes, and the Scoregasms, they're going to be tough. They're going to be very tough this season. All three came away with big wins. Scoregasms got kind of tested a little bit by Downtown Hoopers. It came down to the end. I was highly surprised by that. But Downtown really, fought and stayed in that game. The Shockers kind of surprised me. They were lost by, a pretty substantial margin, and without Brian Beaver, I'm kind of worried about them. Are they even going to be able to win any games down there? It's going to be tough for them without their better players. I'll have to say, like I said before, those three teams, they're going to be battling for first all season. I'm going to have to say Dallas Dimes, though, from first week impressions, look to be the best in DAC. They added already to a great roster. They had two more players, Travis Allison, who knocked down 7 threes last week, and EJ, who's another great shooter, another great ball handler, and a great creator.
I agree that Stephen Perkins, he always puts together a good squad down there. You can't really argue that at all. They lost Alex Baird from last season, but they added some more key pieces. EJ Navarez, great add for them, great pickup, great basketball IQ. I will say this: Scoregasms, they always tend to start off a little slow, but I've never seen a team that plays like a team more than they do. So I'm gonna pick them from down there for sure to kind of eventually not necessarily separate, but when it comes down to it, they can grind out games. They know how to grind out games. And then Nick Scrivens always puts together a good squad, so you got to watch out for them as well. I know they had a little bit of a down year last season, but they'll bounce back. they still have all their key pieces, and they play together. He keeps that team playing well together also. So.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Vince, he's looking very, very aggressive this season. I mean, that guy, he got to the line, I'd say, about 10 times last game. He was definitely being aggressive and looking for a shot. And Nick was distributing the ball. He had 9 assists last week, and he was definitely, someone who's going to, distribute and get the ball to his teammates and let Wade Havens on the wing shoot some threes and get those up. So, yeah, those guys are going to be tough, too. I mean, it's not a given to the Dallas Dimes to win the regular season crown, but hey, it's going to be a battle. We'll see. It's going to be good.
Scrivens always comes out of the gate hot. I think week 1 of last season he had a quad double, so he always comes out of the gate hot.
Let's talk matchups for next week going into week 2. DAC, we got Scoregasms versus Dallas Dimes. It's going to be a battle.
Yeah, that definitely could be a very big player in any kind of tiebreaker situation for seeding towards the end of the season, and who ends up coming out on top down there. Yeah, that could play a big picture role there for a week 2 matchup.
Absolutely. You would think heavy hitters playing like this early in the season. Both teams are still feeling each other out and all that stuff. Dallas Dimes added 2 new players, trying to kind of get a feel for those 2 new guys. They fit in well last game, but we'll see when they're playing someone who's a little more up to par. We'll see. Hopefully, Scoregasms has all their players as well. I know it's tough. They usually, have nights where they have 5 to 6 guys as opposed to their complete roster.
Right. Yeah, they're one of those teams that can squeak by in the regular season, not having their full roster, but they really bring it together into the season when the games matter for them, when the games truly matter. So yeah, I'm excited to see that. Ryan Ozada is going to be on top of his game for sure. That man can run the floor.
Yeah, that guy's a scorer too. He scores in so many ways. He gets to the post, he'll hit you with a fadeaway. He'll get you to the basket, get an N1 on you, or hit a 3. The guy's got just about no weaknesses out there.
Yeah, and he's got a motor. It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. For Plano, I'm going to go with the Unknowns versus the Soldiers. Soldiers, very revamped team for this season. Not in terms of the roster being entirely different, but just kind of the attitude and the feel for that team last night was they're not taking any crap from anyone. They stepped up. They kind of take on the personality of their captain, Paul Starr. Paul, you may be 5'9", but you play like a 7-footer. And you got some big dudes on that team. The Unknowns, they're kind of that, the Unknowns. A lot of UH veterans on that team, but they kind of Reggie Britton joined forces with Jeremy Jones to kind of put together this team, and they looked pretty good last night. They played Splash Brothers and handled them pretty easily. Newcomer Landon Skinner on that team. I think he may be in the running for MVP this season. So.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a great matchup. I've said it past 2 seasons. I'm just waiting for the Soldiers to take that next step. They got, like we said, they got the size. They definitely have imposing players. They have guys that I don't want to fight. I definitely don't want to go in a back alley and mess with those guys. On or off the court, extremely physical. I would not be surprised if the Soldiers finish out this season in the top 2 seed. They have that much talent and that much size, so I'm just waiting for them to put it all together. Yeah,
a tough early loss for them, and I always say if the Soldiers played the first half like they do the second half, it wouldn't be a close game at all. Yeah, those guys, I think, Paul came up to me after that game last night and said, you should pick up some players that aren't from the suburbs. So that kind of made me nervous. Made me a little nervous.
Good stuff. So we're looking forward to week 2. Definitely going to be some great matchups down here in DAC and in Plano. We appreciate you guys for watching. This is Brandon Barkley.
I'm Billy Hilliard, and we will catch you next week.